Hello everybody, my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. So today's video is going to be me showing you all of the things that I've made using fabric from my Sew Hayley Jane boxes. So I've been subscribed to Sew Hayley Jane for over 2 years now, and when I was making my list, which I've got here in front of me, I have sewn up. So when I was working out what I've actually made, I've made 28 things using fabric from a Sew Hayley Jane box. So I've been subscribed for just over 2 years. So I think it's about 2.5 years actually, because there's a couple of fabrics that I know I haven't sewn with yet. I haven't got all of the things out to show you. I've got most of the things. My bedroom's looking a bit of a mess. There's mounds of clothes here, there and everywhere. So I will hold up some of the fabrics, but I will insert pictures of all of the things that I talk about today. Before I start sharing all of the different things that I've made, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. So you might recognise this fabric, but this is the fabric that came in the latest Sew Hayley Jane box, and I've turned it into the Nova jumpsuit. Lovely comfortable pockets. So I've chosen to insert this elastic across the middle. It's got the lovely scoop back and the scoop front, and then it's like a trousers jumpsuit, and it is so comfortable. It's definitely secret pyjamas. So just to say about the Nova jumpsuit, because a couple of people have asked me, it is bra friendly. I've got a bra on today and you can't see the strap at the back. The only alteration that I made for this is I added an extra inch onto the trousers because it just came up just a little bit too short on me. And I just prefer it to be a little bit longer, so just added an extra inch. That's hard to say. I added an extra inch onto the trousers just so that they sat more ankle length rather than a bit further up. So that's what I've made with the last fabric, and I absolutely adore this fabric. It's so summery. I love the colours. They're all pastel-y, and I absolutely love pastel colours at the moment. Now, I have made a list, and I'm just going to go down. This is not in order of when the fabrics arrived or the order of the boxes. This is just an order of when I was going through my Instagram having a look at what I had used the fabrics to make. Like I said, I haven't got all of them in my hand to show you, but if I haven't, I will put pictures in here or here so that you can see what they look like. Also, just to say, if I sound a bit croaky or I look like I'm not really with it, I'm full of a cold. Start of the term, I think all the children being back, I'm just full of germs, and it's definitely cold. My family and I had to go and get COVID test last weekend because we all had high temperatures, but it came back negative. So it is just a cold, it's start of term cold. So if I sound a bit like that, that's why. All the little 4-year-olds coughing and spluttering all over me. It's lovely. And also just having all of those germs back together as well. So before I show you all the different things that I've made, I've got a couple of things to show you that were little haberdashery items that came in all the different boxes. I've not got all of the different things that came because we'd be here forever, but I've got a couple of things that I thought I would show you. The first thing to show you is some Merchant & Mills Taylor's beeswax. Comes in this cute little pot. There it is. And I find this is really handy when I've got to do some hand sewing, because it just helps the thread, it stops it from getting all tangled up. Sometimes I've found in the past when I'm hand sewing with needle and thread, it can sometimes get knotty, but the beeswax stops it from getting knotty. So that's been a really good thing that I have found incredibly useful, and it's not something that I would have bought unless it came in the Sew Hayley Jane box. The other tool that came is a point turner. It's just a wooden, I think it's bamboo, point turner, and I use this all the time. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's been brilliant when I've been doing shirt making. And again, it's not something that I probably would have bought, but it came in the box and now I just use it all the time. So that's been a really handy little tool. I've got 2 pairs of snips, little snip scissors. I use these every time I sew. So these have just got a little heart shape, and that's like my favourite pastel shade. And then these ones are a little stalk. I don't know if you can see that. They're really cute. Yellow stalk scissors. They're really cute. So I use those all the time, and they came in separate boxes, but they've been really handy. And actually, I didn't think I needed 2 pairs of snip scissors, but I do, because I keep one by my overlocker and one by my sewing machine, and they're really handy. Then when I was, I think it was my 2nd year of subscribing, it might even have been my 1st year of subscribing, I got a little gift, an extra bonus gift from Hayley, just to say thank you, and it's this beautiful pin badge that says sew using Scrabble letters, and it was from Clara Bell Makes. So it's really cute. That was a really nice little treat just to say thank you. Then in another box, we got some crafty pin-up You've Got This labels, and it's always good to have some labels. And I've used quite a few of those. These are a Christmas version, so it must have been a Christmas box, but some wim-wam buttons. So quite often you'll get some haberdashery, but you'll also get something like buttons or elastic or some ribbon. What did we get last month? I can't remember. And I've got some bias binding to show you as well, but these buttons are lovely. I haven't used them yet because they've got Christmas decoration on. So we've got Father Christmas and a snowman. So I'm not quite sure what to use those for, but they're beautiful. Got some bias binding that came in one of the boxes. So this is just white with blue flowers and green leaves, which is pretty. I've used some of that already. I used it on my Sew Over It Sorrento corduroy jacket for the sleeve bias opening. That does not make sense. I've used this already on my Sorrento jacket for the sleeve opening. It's just a cute little feature on the inside. Then we got a rocking stitch seamstress gauge, which I've used loads. That's going to be really difficult to show up. And it came in this cute little cork pouch. Now, I'd already bought this and it came in a Sew Hayley Jane box as a haberdashery item. So I sent mine to my lovely friend Kath, who's got a channel, Made by Kath Craft. I'll link her channel down below. But I already had one, I didn't need two. So it was really nice actually to be able to gift it onto somebody else. And it's been really handy to have that. Then fat quarters, I just thought I'd show you. This was my gift from somebody for the hashtag Sew a Little Love, but I know it was made using Sew Hayley Jane fat quarters, and it's a needle case. It's really cute. So this was one of the fat quarters. And this was from Crafty Sew and Sew. They've got a free tutorial on how to make a needle case. So I've got my needles in there. And yeah, I used my fat quarters to make one for the person that I was sending them to. And I find fat quarters really useful. They've been really useful for making face coverings at the moment. Can't fasten that up yet. Got a lovely postcard. This hasn't gone on my wall yet, but I do need to get it framed and put it up on my wall. Quite often we get some kind of artwork in there. There's always a magazine, which I absolutely love flicking through. And then the fat quarters. This was from the most recent, was it from the most? I think this was from the most recent box. They're really cute. So I thought I'd just show you really what some of the haberdashery items were and how handy they've been. You always get a sweet treat as well, which is always a really nice thing to get. So on to the different things that I've made. I have sewn most of my fabrics up into different garments. And quite a variety actually. Okay, so the first three things that I've made using Sew Hayley Jane fabric, I've actually used the same pattern, months apart, but it's a really great pattern for a nice smart dress for work. And it's from Breaking the Pattern by Named, and it's the Selena Dress. I'm just gonna find it in here to show you. It's a really great pattern. You can do long sleeves or short sleeves. 94, let's find it. You can also do a jumpsuit. I haven't done the jumpsuit, surprisingly, actually, so it's this pattern here. So yeah, like I said, you can do, there's the line drawings, long sleeves. You can do short sleeves, and then the long sleeves have got these like tie bow details, and then across the tummy area you've got another tie bow detail, and then you've got quite a deep slit. So I have made it 3 times using 3 different fabrics. So the first one is using this blue chambray, which came in a Sew Hayley Jane box. I love that colour. And I did the long sleeves with the tie bow detail on both sleeves. And then it has the tie bow detail across the tummy. And then it's got the slit up the front. I'll put a picture of me wearing this, but this is a really lovely dress that I like to wear for work. I am thinking about chopping the sleeve. I'm thinking about making the sleeve shorter because I'm not a massive fan of long sleeves. And plus, when I'm at work, having this tie detail, although it's a cute feature, it just gets dipped in paint and stuff. So it's not actually ideal for when I'm at work, unless I just keep it for my day when I'm out of class. But even when I'm out of class, I always end up being pulled into something. So I might chop that off because actually I don't wear very many long sleeves. I don't like the feeling of long sleeves. So that's the first one. And then the second one is made using this crepe fabric that I got in a Sew Hayley Jane box. Now for this one, I did long sleeves, but I chose to leave off the tie. So I haven't got the tie detail on the cuff. And that's what this one looks like. It's got the fasten detail at the front again. And again, I'll put pictures in of me wearing this so that you can see what it looks like. But yeah, it's not a fabric I would have chosen actually. I don't wear a lot of black, but I like the pop of colour with the flowers. And then the third one I don't have to hand, but it was made using a pink georgette fabric from a Sew Hayley Jane box. And I did long sleeves. Again, it's got the tie detail at the front because that's a feature of the dress. And it's the same shape, but I'll put pictures in of that one. And I've worn all of those. I do tend to wear them more in the autumn winter because I layer them up with tights and some boots or shoes. Okay, then the next one is, again, it's more of a sort of a wintry make, but it's made in this, I can't remember what you call it. It's a special type of jersey. If I can remember what it's called, I'll flash it across the bottom. But it's so soft. And again, it's in this lovely yellow fabric with black flowers. And like I was just saying with the other dress, black's not a colour that I go for very often. But this is so soft. It's amazing to wear. So this is a mashup of two patterns. It's the Tilly in the Buttons Joni dress for the skirt, because I really love that skirt shape. It's a lovely, nice, almost, it's not a full circle skirt, but it's got a lot of volume in it. And then it's the Tilly in the Buttons Freya top half with the long sleeves and then the cowl neck. So we've got this lovely snuggly cowl neck, which is perfect when it's a bit chilly outside. And again, it's so lovely and soft. I absolutely love wearing that. So I put pictures in of me wearing that one. The next one is the Cocoa Crafts Raspberry dress. So this is more of a summer make. And it's made using this lovely gingham fabric. So this was like a back to school themed box, if I remember correctly. It's this gorgeous gingham, sort of a powder blue, and it's got these flowers on. I love the Cocoa Crafts not honeycomb. I love the Cocoa Crafts Raspberry dress. It's such a cute dress. It's got the sheared bodice, and then it's got this really lovely, quite long skirt. It goes below the knee, and then it's got the straps with the ruffle on, which is such a cute detail. I just absolutely love that, and I've worn this so much. It's a great dress for the summer. And the shearing, it was my first time doing shearing, but actually it was quite fun. So I really enjoyed that, and I made a couple more of those after making this one. It's a really lovely pattern, and this fabric was absolutely gorgeous to work with. It's interesting because it's got the daisy like floral print is almost embossed on it. So it's got a bit of texture to it. And the fabric's almost like a seersucker. It's sort of got a little bit of a crinkle to it, which is lovely. Then I've got a couple of, so I've got one fabric that I managed to make a couple of things for. So this is a fabric that came in a box a couple of years ago, and I used the closet case, well, they're called closet core now, the Charlie caftan, and it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's like this yellow fabric with bright pink flowers all over it. And this was great for on holiday actually. So it's just the Charlie fabric's beautiful, and I had enough of that fabric left to make an Ogden Cami, which I put pictures in of me wearing, and then I matched it with some really cute shorts. So we got another fabric which was a flamingo type fabric with a blue background, and I used the Petra shorts to make some cute shorts, and then a cami top to go with it, and I'll put pictures in of me wearing both of those. They were great for on holiday, and I really like being able to use as much fabric as possible. And actually the fabric that I used to make this, I've still got a little bit left just here, and I've got enough I think to make a little t-shirt, so that's what I'm going to do with that. The next thing was a Tabitha t-shirt dress made using this, I think it's called an ITY jersey. I think it's the same jersey as this one. I think it's called an ITY, so it's almost like a brushed jersey. It's really soft. Similar actually, sort of similar to this in terms of the colourway. It's a mustard colour jersey, and it's got these gorgeous pink roses with the green leaves, and I used it to make the Tilly in the Buttons Tabitha t-shirt dress, which I absolutely love. And in that box we got some gold ribbon. Well, I don't know if it's ribbon actually, it's cord, some gold cord, so I used that for the tie detail across the tummy. Now with this one I chose to do the long sleeves but I'm going to chop them off and make them shorter because I don't enjoy wearing it with long sleeves. It's too warm for me. So I am going to cut off the sleeves and make them sort of here, make them sort of cap sleeves so they finish here. But I absolutely love wearing this. It's been a really nice dress to wear when it's a cooler summery day or a cooler spring day, but I think it will also be really lovely in the winter, so I could wear tights with it. Then I have used some, I think it was a viscose fabric. Beautiful colours. Absolutely love the colour of this fabric. Just love it. I love the pops of pink and green against that blue background. And I use this to make the tilly in the buttons indigo with the fluted sleeve and then the exposed frill around the skirt area. And I've worn this so much. I do tend to layer this up for the winter with blue tights. It's a really comfortable dress to wear, and I've got lots of wear out of that one. Then probably one of my favourite things that I've made using fabric from a Sew Hayley Jane box. This was a retro theme, I think. Was it a nod to the 90s or 80s? I can't remember. Anyway, it's this gorgeous denim fabric, and it's got this sort of exposed tartan fabric. So on the inside it's lined. The fabric's like double-sided. So you've got this tartan on the inside, and then you've got this denim with the exposed tartan on the other side. Like, it's got rips in it, and I used it to make the gimlet boiler suit, and I just love it. I've worn this so much. It's definitely a winter make because the denim is quite warm, but it was my first foray into making boiler suits. And then when I made this one, I made 4 more, I think. Just love it. It's just amazing. And this fabric, I definitely would not have bought this in the shops. But as soon as it arrived, I knew it needed to be a boiler suit of some sort. And I just bought this pattern because it was on my, I think it was my Make 6. Yeah, and I just love that you've got the tartan on the inside. So when you turn it up like that, it gives this really cute detail. It was really lovely to sew. It pressed beautifully. I was really pleased with my collar detail. The buttonholes went in really nicely. Yeah, and then the similar at the bottom, I've been able to turn it up, which I think is a really cute feature. So I love that. It was definitely a fabric that I was like, wow, what do I make with it? But then I wanted to make a boiler suit, and I just love it. And that's one of the really nice things about the boxes. Like, quite often a fabric will come and I would never have bought it, but then I make it up into something, and I love wearing what I've made it up into. Then what I wrote next was the Nova jumpsuit, which you've seen in this lovely fabric, and that was this month's fabric. It's just beautiful. I just love those colours. They're definitely right up my street. My favourite colours all in one. Lots of green and lots of pastel. It's beautiful. Then, something that I've made quite recently, using was it last month's box, I think? So this fabric came, and I've already got something in my wardrobe made out of this fabric, because I bought it from Satisfaction, but then it came in last month's box, and I just love the colour of this fabric anyway. And it's this beautiful viscose twill with this gorgeous green background, and then these lovely big flowers. And I've wanted to make the Nina Lee Portobello trousers for ages. Any patterns I talk about, by the way, I'll put pictures in of what they look like. And this fabric came, and I've already turned it into an indigo dress when I bought the fabric a year ago. So I thought, let's try and make some wide leg trousers. And the Portobello pattern, they are quite wide leg trousers. So that's what I did. And I really like the Portobello trousers. They're quite high-waisted, which means I've got a lot of room around my tummy area, which is what I need throughout the day to make me feel comfortable. They have got pockets, which is great. And then they've got an invisible zip at the back, and they fasten with a button, should I say. And like I said, they've got pockets. And then I wanted to try a faux jumpsuit out. So I knew that I had enough of this fabric left to try and make a top to go with the trousers. And I settled on the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top in this fabric, and I just love it. And it's so lovely and drapey. The puff sleeves aren't like massively puffy because it's quite a drapey fabric. And then you've got that lovely ruffle along there too. And I think this will be great for work. I think it'll be a really comfortable outfit to wear when the weather's slightly cooler. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get that sewn up before the new term started. Then I think this is probably one of my favourite things I've made as well. And it's made using fabric that came in the December box, and I've combined it with fabric that I had in my stash. And the fabric that came is like this, it's not silk, I can't remember what type of fabric it was, but it's a gold fabric. It's so beautiful. Maybe it's a satiny type. I'll find out what type of fabric it was because I can't remember. In this lovely gold colourway. I don't know if you can see that. It's slightly shimmery. And I decided to use this fabric, yeah, you can just about see the shimmer there, to make a Zadie jumpsuit, because I had this lovely sequiny fabric that I got from, I think I got this from Sew Me Sunshine. It's a beautiful like rose gold sequin fabric. So I decided to combine that sequiny fabric, and then I used the gold fabric to do the lining, and then this was attached on the outside. And then I used the gold fabric to do the trouser part. So I've ended up with this really cool sequined jumpsuit on the top, and then trousers on the bottom that aren't sequined, because I was a bit worried about the sequins being uncomfortable on the bottom half. And then I've got sequined sleeves. And I made up the Zadie jumpsuit using this fabric. So the top half is actually lined using that fabric so that the sequins weren't too itchy on my body. And I just love it. I wore it on Christmas Day when we went round to family, and I was a bit worried that it might be a bit too blingy, but then, you know, it's Christmas, you need to get the sequins out, and I'm definitely going to wear this again this Christmas. It was really comfortable to wear and just really fun. I just love those sequins, and it went perfectly with the Sew Hayley Jane fabric. And I've created something that I'm actually going to wear lots at Christmas. And it was really comfortable. The Zadie jumpsuit is so comfortable, and pockets, which you do need on Christmas Day, especially when you've got the children giving you things all the time. So that was definitely a favourite thing that I've made, combining two really fun fabrics, one from my stash and then a fabric from Sew Hayley Jane box. And it was just a really special fabric too. Then I had some fabric that came in a box that I really wasn't sure what to make with. I wasn't sure that I would wear this out of the house, if I'm being perfectly honest. I love bright colours, but even this was just a bit too bright for me. And it was this sort of, I guess, tie-dye. I think it was called Batik Effect fabric. So it's got quite a bright blue background. It's a bit creased because it's been in my drawers. And then it's got like this tie-dye detail on it. So I wanted to try and make a jumpsuit. I wanted to use the peppermint in the folds peppermint jumpsuit, and I'd heard mixed reviews about it. So I thought, well, I'll use this fabric because I wasn't quite sure what to turn it into, to make a wearable toile. Because I also wanted to change the shoulder detail, because the peppermint shoulder detail is just shoulders like this, but I wanted to have the tie detail. So I used this fabric to do a toile almost of the peppermint jumpsuit, and actually it fits me really nicely. I haven't worn it out of the house yet, but I have worn it around the house when I've been doing work at home, or I've just needed to feel comfortable, because it's nice and loose, this jumpsuit. So I'm really pleased that I managed to find something to make this, to use this fabric for. I'm really pleased that I've managed to use this fabric and make something that I'm actually going to wear, even if I just wear it around the house. I think it's a really cool fabric. Then I have made some more trousers. So when this fabric came, I absolutely loved it. It's a linen from a Sew Hayley Jane box, and it's this peach colourway with the white stripes. I think it was called Barcode fabric, and I used it to make some Megan Nielsen Flint trousers. They're really wide-legged, which I absolutely love. They're a bit creased because they've been hanging up. And then the Megan Nielsen Flint trousers have got this cute tie detail, and then they've got lovely big pockets as well. And again, I'll put pictures in of me wearing this so you can see what they look like, but I absolutely love them. They're really comfortable, and they were great for the summer when the weather was nice and warm. Then one of my favourite things, I keep saying this about all of the things that I've made. I do love everything that I've made, which is good, because I want to be able to love everything that I've made so that I wear it. So this fabric came a couple of months ago, and it's a beautiful swishy Viscose crepe. It's just gorgeous. I love that noise. I got the white colourway with the navy blue polka dots. I know it came in a navy blue colourway with white polka dots, but I'm really pleased I got this colourway. I really like it, and I used it to make a hack of a couple of patterns. So I used the Tilly and the Buttons Alexa jumpsuit top half, and then I used the Wilder Gown skirt, and then I added waist ties to bring it in. So I'll just stand up so you can see it, but I love this. It's so swishy, and the fabric is just beautiful. And then I used buttons that I got from Felicity Fabrics, which are just beautiful too. So I'm really pleased with this. This was a great addition to my summer wardrobe, and I did wear it lots, despite the fact it's white and I am quite clumsy. It was a lovely addition to my summer wardrobe. And that was another favourite fabric that arrived in one of the boxes. Then I've been using offcuts of fabric to make things like headbands. So here's a headband that I made. This one has got the elastic at the back and it's quite wide. I've been using scraps of fabric to make things like headbands. And that's great when the weather's really warm and I just need my hair back. I've also been using fat quarters to make face coverings too. So this was a lovely ice cream fat quarter that we got. And I just used the Tutorial by Stitch Odyssey to make the 3D face covering. And I just had some Liberty fabric that I used as a scrap. I'll take that off, sort my hair out. So that's what I've been using either scraps or fat quarters for, and they've been great. Then Hayley sometimes puts some fabrics into her outlet shop, and I nabbed some of this beautiful Fabric Godmother tiled fabric that came in, I think it came in the same box as this fabric, but it was the luxury box that got this fabric, and it was just beautiful. Sometimes I do see the luxury fabric and I think, oh, I wish I had that fabric. But then I also love the fabric that comes in the classic box. So I used this fabric because I think I only got a metre to make the sagebrush top, and I just love it. Lovely and drapey. It's got the ruffle, it's got the tie at the back, and then it's got these lovely big poofy sleeves, which is beautiful. And again, I've worn this loads, which is great. Then we got some fabric a couple of months ago, which was a bit out there even for me, and it was this pineapple fabric, which is just beautiful. I am denied about what to turn it into, if I'm being perfectly honest. I wasn't 100% sure. But then I saw the Megan Nielsen, I was looking for a shirt dress pattern basically, and I came across the Megan Nielsen Matilda shirt dress. Bought the pattern, but didn't really have any fabric in mind. Then when I was looking through my fabrics, I was reminded of this gorgeous pineapple fabric. And I thought, well, let's give it a go. I wanted to sort of trial it anyway to see what the fit was like on my top half and bottom half. And actually I've worn this loads, I love it. So I used the fabric to make the Megan Nielsen Matilda shirt dress, and it's such a great dress. It's got beautiful pockets. I love the collar detail, it was nice and crisp in this fabric. It's got the yoke at the back, it's got a lovely cuff detail on the shoulder as well. Sort of instead of a sleeve, it's got this cuff, which gives the look of a dropped shoulder, which I really like. So actually, for a really fun fabric, I've managed to turn it into something really nice to wear. And I'll definitely make some more of these shirts because I'll definitely make some more of these shirt dresses because I just really love that. So yeah, I mean, I always end up making it into something, even if I don't know instantly what I'm going to make. And actually, I really love opening my boxes on camera and having a little think and sort of verbalising there and then my thoughts around what to do with the fabric. Then what else have we got? With this fabric, again, really lovely fabric. Bright turquoise with lovely big leaves all over it. And I chose to turn this into Tilly and the Buttons Alexa Jumpsuit. And then I used one of the crafty pin-up labels to put inside that says you've got this. And then also we got some buttons that came with this box, with this fabric, some yellow buttons. So I used them for the jumpsuit. And I really love the Alexa jumpsuit. This has been a great thing for the summer. It's been nice and cool to wear. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I managed to get that sewn up. Then I've also made Now I haven't got it all here, but this fabric sat in my stash for ages and ages and ages. It's a satin, amazing, tropical, it's got beautiful bright pink flowers all over it, and then it's got flamingos, and it sat in my stash for ages and ages because I just did not know what to turn it into. And then I got the Tilly and the Buttons Fifi pyjamas, and I just thought, perfect. I thought it's absolutely perfect. And then actually I had enough of this fabric left, so I made a almost like dressing gown type thing to wear with the Fifi pyjamas. And they're really lovely to wear actually. This fabric feels really nice and soft against my skin, and feel quite luxurious as well actually. This fabric was a bit of a pain to sew with, but I'm really pleased that I've got some really fancy pyjamas now to wear in the summer with a cute little dressing gown top as well. And then I've got the little cami slip just here, if I can hold it up. Doesn't look great just holding it up, it's better to have it on, but I'll insert pictures of what this looks like. I think I've got a flat lay of the pyjamas. Then I've also got, I haven't got this with me because it's in my wardrobe and I couldn't find it. We got some leopard print fabric and I used it to make a wilder gown, and I think I did a short version of the wilder gown from memory. And again, it was sort of a similar weight fabric to this, and I wasn't quite sure what to turn it into, but then the wilder gown pattern came out, and again, perfect pattern, perfect fabric, so I used it to make the wilder gown. So I'll put pictures in of that. Then there was some dark blue, well it's not really dark blue actually, there was some blue jersey fabric that we got, and I turned that into a hack of the Tilly and the Buttons Freya dress. I'll put pictures in of that. So I used the Joni skirt again because I really like the style of that skirt, and then I used the Tilly and the Buttons Freya top to make a lovely comfortable winter dress. Then fabrics that came in a Christmas box, we've got this beautiful like ice blue Nordic inspired cotton fabric, and I turned it into the emery dress, and I really loved making that dress. And actually Hayley asked me to be Make of the Month in one of the magazines to talk about that. It's a dress that I can only wear really at Christmas because it is quite seasonal with the fabric, but I just loved making it and I loved wearing it too, so I'll put pictures in of what that looks like. Then I also made, using a fabric from one of the earlier boxes that I got, using this beautiful, again it's a viscose twill, it's lovely and draped. So this fabric is from one of the earlier Sew Hayley Jane boxes that I subscribed to. It's a lovely viscose twill in this gorgeous red. It's quite a dark red, and then it's got flowers all over it. And I used this to make the Kate dress from one of the Sew Over It ebooks. I think it's the Work to Weekend ebook. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll flash it across so you know what it's from. And I love the skirt. It's got loads of panels to it. It originally had loads of not splits. It originally had loads of slits, but I sewed them up because I didn't like the slits. It felt a bit too risque to wear it to work, because it's not something that I would just wear around the house, and it's not something I would just wear at the weekend. It's definitely a work dress. It's got this lovely collar, and then it's got the hidden placket detail down the front too. And I really love this dress. I don't wear it enough. I need to get it out more. And now that we're coming up to winter, well, autumn, with a bit slightly cooler weather, although it's been boiling hot recently, I need to get it out and wear it a bit more, because it's a really lovely dress. I love the colour of it, and I think the colour really suits me. Yeah, and it's one of my earlier makes as well. I always love digging out my earlier makes, so I really love that. Then I used a fabric that came in a box not too long ago. So it's like a plummy purple fabric. It's a viscose again, and I used it to make some Sofia, I was going to say trousers, they're not trousers. And I used it to make the Sofia jumpsuit from Tilly and the Buttons book. And I have got a tie belt just to bring it in, because it's quite a loose fitting jumpsuit. I haven't worn this enough either, I think because I need to layer it. So I tend to wear it with a long sleeve top underneath. So yeah, I think it's more of an autumn wear. It's quite a similar colourway again to that fabric. But yeah, I love this fabric too. I think it's a colour that suits me. So I'm looking forward to getting a bit more wear out of that in the autumn. Then another one that I haven't got, it's in my wardrobe somewhere, I couldn't find it when I was rifling through, and to be honest I got so much out of my wardrobe, I've got to put it back later, is another gingham fabric that came in a Sew Hayley Jane box, and I used it to make the Cocoa honeycomb dress, and I put pictures in of me wearing this. I do love gingham, I love gingham fabric, and I love the Cocoa honeycomb dress, and I do get a lot of wear out of that throughout the year because you can layer it up. It's a good dress that you can put tops on underneath or put a jumper on over the top, and definitely wear it with tights too. So I'll put a picture in of me wearing that. So that is a roundup of all the different things that I have made using my Sew Hayley Jane fabrics. As you can tell, it doesn't stay in my stash for very long. So when the box has arrived and I've done my unboxing, I do like to start thinking straight away of all the different things that I can turn it into. And if I absolutely love the fabric, like I did with this fabric, it doesn't stay in my stash for very long at all. I think it was less than a week turnaround of the fabric arriving and me turning it into something. I've mentioned before that sewing is a great thing to help me switch off from work. Like I said, the school term has started and it has been really hectic. I've been doing really long days. It's been really great actually to have sewing in the evening to completely switch off. Even just doing like half an hour here and there. And this Nova jumpsuit comes together quite quickly, so I would definitely recommend it. And it's definitely secret pyjamas. If you're a subscriber of the Sew Hayley Jane box, let me know what your favourite fabric was. So I should have said I subscribe to the classic box, which is £35 a month, and in that you get 2.5 metres of fabric. There's always some haberdashery items, there's always a sweet treat, you get 4 fat quarters, and then other nice little bits and bobs, and then you get some Gutterman thread, and that's £35 a month. There's also the mini box, which is £20 a month, and I think you get a metre of fabric. And then there's also the luxury box where you get 3.5 metres and you get a pattern plus all the other things. I've done lots of unboxing videos, which I'll link my most recent one down below. Hayley does lots of unboxings over on her channel too, as does a lot of other people. Like I know Tamlin from Sewn on the Time does. I know that Sewing Bunny does unboxings, loads of different people. If you're interested in watching them. I love watching unboxing videos, even if I know what's in the box. I love hearing what people think about the box and also the ideas that they've got for what they're going to use the fabric for. I'll link her website down below as well, so if you are considering subscribing, there's lots of information on Hayley's website. And then also if you follow my link, I've got a link that you can click on, you get 10% off your first box. So I'll put all of those details down below too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope whatever you're up to, you're having a lovely time. And I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye.